we are again for another Music Monday with Melanie. I'm Melanie. I'm here helping with the Virtual Summer Camp of WPSU. You can find it every week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on WPSU.org and also on WPSU's Facebook page. Well, it's time for some music. Well, the last time we got together, and if you didn't see it, please go to WPSU's Facebook page or webpage and watch it so you know what we did. We have been learning about patterns, the patterns in music, and what we've been using for instruments so far are ukuleles. This is not a guitar. It looks like a small guitar, but guitars have 6 strings. This has 4 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is actually a baritone ukulele. So I like to sing music, I like to play music, and I like to share music with other people who like to have a good time, to laugh and feel all the feelings that music helps us feel. It's very important to know that you can sing if you want, but you don't have to. If you want to clap along, if you want to tap your foot, that is also perfectly fine. And the nice thing about having these times together recorded is that you can go back afterwards and play your favorite parts over and over again, or notice some things maybe you didn't notice the first time. So last time we were together, we talked about the patterns in music. We talked about chords. This is an instrument that has frets. The frets are these little strips of metal that go across. To make the different notes come out, you put your fingers in between the frets and you strum. There's a chord. If I want a different chord, I take my fingers and I put them in a different pattern and I strum again. Oh, second chord. If I want another chord, I would take my fingers and put them into a third pattern and get a third chord. And then that kind of feels unfinished, so we go back to the first chord. If you hear them all 3 in a row, it sounds like this. And then there are more than just chords in music, though. There are other patterns that are lots of fun. Some of the patterns are words. We use words if we're singing a song. Rhymes. Rhymes are very important. Rhythm and rhyme. We use them all the time. And the more you talk, the more you sing, the more you read, or have someone read to you, and the more you listen, all those activities will give you the skills that you need in order to make your own music and share your own music. Isn't that right, Mr. Guiro? Mr. Guiro, he's not talking. I said, Mr. Guiro, isn't it fun to make music? You don't have to have an instrument that makes chords to do that, right? He's not talking. But if he did talk, he'd say, I'm only here to play the role of a hand percussion instrument. Well, that's true, you are. Okay, we'll put you back. But we're going to do something that does not need a ukulele right away. Okay? Is that right? Is that right? Go back right there. And now I'll put down my ukulele and we'll learn a song. So, gently. Okay, so this is based on a poem. And the poem goes like this. A sailor went to sea what he could see. But all that he could see was the top of the deep blue sea. Wait a minute, I think I hear a pattern in there. Did you hear it? A sailor went to sea what he could see. And all that he could see was the top of the deep blue sea. All right, I've got it figured out. The last word is the same each time. Well, not just that. Now we're going to start to have some fun with it. We're going to do some motions. Okay, so the word sea, S-E-A, means the ocean. But in the next lines, it means see, as in see with your eyes. So what we'll do each time we hear the word see, either kind, we will point to our eyes. Let's try that together. Ready? A sailor went to see what he could see. But all that he could see was the top of the deep blue sea. When it says the top of the deep blue sea, clearly the sailor thought he was going to see wonderful mountains and strange and, glorious lands far away. Apparently not. He's on the boat. He just sees the ocean, the sea stretching around him all as far as he can see. Oh, I just said it. Did you hear that? So now let's step it up a little bit. Instead of just saying see one time, we will say it 3 times. Ready? A sailor went to see what he could see, but all that he could see was the top of the deep blue sea. Well, I'm starting to hear some music in there, are you? I kind of think I am. Well, there's more to it though, and more motions. So we will just kind of forge ahead. Now instead of saying see, we will say, because it's a kind of a nonsense poem, knee, as in your knees. So when we say see the first time, we'll now say knee the second time. Oh my gosh, so silly. Ready? A sailor went to knee to see what he could knee, but all that he could knee was the top of the deep blue knee. That's funny. And it's a little hard too because you want to say the word that you learned before. I wonder if they could make it even more silly. Guess what? They did. Okay, so the third one, still the same words except for the last one. The last one now, you'll take your hands and put them together like this and go chop, chop, chop. Feels good to do that too. All right. So same words, just follow me. You're all on track, right? Yep, okay. A sailor went to chop, chop, chop to see what he could chop, chop, chop. But all that he could chop, chop, chop was the top of the deep blue chop, chop, chop. Well, this is just ridiculous now. And that's the point. Did you notice the last line? The last line was the top of the deep blue chop, chop, chop. Top rhymes with chop. That feels good to say it. Top rhymes with chop. Okay, well, let's try it with some chords now and see what it sounds like. Hear what it sounds like. Now I'm very aware of the word see. Let's just remember how it goes. Sailor went to see at the end of each time. And then the second one, sailor went to knee, point to your knees. And the third time, what was the third one? Do you remember? Good. Chop, chop, chop. We're not going to do it fast, but we are going to do it fun. Only 2 chords. Okay? A sailor went to see. Are you pointing to your eyes for that one? Okay, let's start again. Ready? Okay, you're ready. A sailor went to see what he could see. But all that he could see was the top of the deep blue sea. Oh, you did that so well. How silly is that? Okay, so now we try it again, but now say knee. A sailor went to knee to see what he could knee, but all that he could knee was the top of the deep blue knee. It feels weird to say knee. You were pointing to your knees, right? Okay. Here's the third one. What do? Chop, chop, chop. You got it. A sailor went to chop, chop, chop to see what he could chop, chop, chop. But all that he could chop, chop, chop was the top of the deep blue chop, chop, chop. That was very good. And we didn't do it very slowly either. I'm glad you're paying attention too. All right, now we're going to mix it up. You didn't think that we were going to just do that much and stop, did you? So, what if we did it and we did it backwards? So what was the last one we did? Chop. What was that middle one? Knee. And then the last one is C. Okay. So instead of doing all three the same at the end of each line, we're going to mix it up. It will go chop, knee, C. Okay, practice it with me. Chop, knee, C. A little bit faster. Chop, knee, C. One more. Chop, knee, C. One last time. Chop, knee, C. And we're ready? Okay, here we go. A sailor went to chop, knee, C to see what he could chop, knee, C. And all that he could chop, knee, C was the top of the deep blue chop, knee, C. Oh my gosh, you did that very well. So we just mixed it up. Now what if we wanted to do it in an extra ridiculous version? Let's do the same thing backwards. That will mean backwards, C, knee, chop. Okay, do the motions with me. C, knee, chop. Now a little bit faster. C, knee, chop. One more time. C, knee, chop. Here's the last time. C, knee, chop. You are ready. A sailor went to see, knee, chop to see what he could see, knee, chop. But all that he could see, knee, chop was the top of the deep blue sea, knee, chop. Oh, you did that so well. And you know what? Chop rhymes with stop. Oh, that last one was so good. So, back to chord patterns. We did some patterns with some words. We did some patterns using some motions. And now, we didn't do this the first time. I wanted to put it in. We ran out of time. There are some songs that have exactly the same chord patterns, but they're the same song. I'm not sure if you understand what I'm saying through words. Sometimes you just need to show it through music. So listen to these chords, and as you listen, if you think you hear a song you know, you're probably right. So here we go. What I just did is called a chord progression. A chord progression just means a row of chords that are in the same order that they go in a song, and you can hear a beginning, you can hear a little middle part, and then you can kind of feel, it's called a resolution, where you say, oh, there we are, back at the beginning. That feels good. You went the whole way from this chord, played a lot of other chords in the middle, and returned to this chord at the end. So, did you think you heard it? Does anybody think they have a guess? You might not, because that's an awful lot of chords. This time, I'm going to hum. I won't do words, I will just hum. You see what you can hear as these chords go by. So here's exactly the same chords, same thing I just did, only now I'm going to hum along, and you will hear some of the melody that goes along with the chords. Are you ready? Okay. Do you hear it? Are you singing along with me right now? If you are, I'm very impressed with you. And if you're not, I understand, because there's not one, not two, but 3 songs that use this chord progression. I will show the first one to you now. This is the first chord. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Sing it with me. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? And you know what? There's another song that uses these exact same chords. I'm going to play the same chords again, but now the words will be different, and you'll say, oh, I know that one too. It goes like this. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for my master, 1 for the dame, 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. And you said, oh, they're the same song. Well, they're not exactly the same song. The word patterns are a little different, and of course the words you use are different too. Do you know what the third song is? Did you guess it and you realize that this also uses the same chord pattern, the same chord progression? Well, if you didn't guess it, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's the same thing. Here it is. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And you might say, oh wait, that sounded different. You know why? I used a different strumming pattern. I didn't do this. I added some extra to it, but it was exactly the same. How cool is that? Huh. Patterns. I know I keep saying it over and over again, but the patterns are really what make everything in music. The theme for this week is summer. You can see that I have summer all around me. The leaves are golden, the sunlight, a little bit of breeze back behind here. Oh, just beautiful things. So what do we think of when we think about summer? We think about heat. We think about good weather. We think about rain. Oh, maybe a lot more going outside. How about water? Is water something we think about in the summertime? Yes, definitely. Sunshine, maybe going swimming, maybe playing outside. For the grown-ups, a lot of cutting of grass. Yes, it is true. So heat and rain to me means plants growing a lot. So I looked for some songs that had some summer type themes in them, and I found out there's one that has watermelons and it has a lot of rhymes in it. So now we're at the rhyming part of today's get together, and I think we'll start out by asking you if you know certain words that rhyme. So moose. If you want to find a word that rhymes with moose, you need a word that has the same oos sound at the end. So moose rhymes with loose, and moose rhymes with goose. Can you hear those 2 rhymes? What if a fly? Fly, tie. Fly, by. Those rhyme. They have the same ending sound. How about bear? Bear rhymes with there, rhymes with hair. Those are all some good rhymes that go together. How about cat? Almost all the time you say the cat sat on the mat. How about if the cat's wearing something? The cat was wearing a hat. All right. I'll give you a funnier one than that. Llamas. Llamas wearing pajamas. Got that one. Llamas wearing pajamas. So, moose rhymes with goose. Fly rhymes with tie. Bear rhymes with hair. Cat rhymes with hat. Llamas rhymes with pajamas. And I think we're ready to do the next song now because we just reviewed a lot of the rhymes that are in this song. So this one, had to get into the groove. I got it. Okay. So this song is an old song. It's a folk song. And it's about someplace you might go in the summertime. It's about a bay. A bay is a place where there's a lot of water. And where there's a lot of water and a lot of sun in the summertime, that's where watermelons might grow. The person in this song does not want to go home because when they go home, somebody at home might say silly things to them and they don't want that. The silly things always rhyme, and so I want you to listen and hear for yourself the rhyming word and see if you can guess it before I actually sing it. Are you ready? Okay, just listen to this, okay? Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, somebody might say, and here's the rhyme part, did you ever see a moose kissing a goose? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, somebody might say, guess this one. Did you ever see a fly wearing a tie? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, somebody might say. Here's the bear one, okay? Did you ever see a bear combing his hair? Down by the bay, down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, back to my home, I dare not go, I dare not go, for if I do, somebody might say. Here's the cat one. Did you ever see a cat wearing a hat? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, somebody might say. Here's the llama one. Did you ever see some llamas wearing pajamas? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, somebody might say. Now this one we didn't do. See if you can hear this one. Did you ever see a whale with the polka dot tail? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, somebody might say. Did you ever see an armadillo sleeping on a pillow? Did you ever see a frog sitting on a log? Oh, you're getting it. You're so good. Did you ever see an ant walking on a plant? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, somebody might say. Here's a silly one. Did you ever see a bee sitting on your knee? Did you ever eat a lime? I do it all the time. Did you ever see an orange? Being really silly, nothing rhymes with orange. Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, somebody might say, did you ever see a goat rowing a boat? Did you ever see a pie waving goodbye? That's really silly. Did you ever have a time when you couldn't make a rhyme? Yes. Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, somebody might say. Did you notice that this song is becoming very long? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, somebody might say. Did you ever rhyme with everything you could possibly ever find? Down by the bay. That was really silly. I'm really impressed with you. That was an awful lot of rhyming we just did. Stay tuned for our very next song. Well, we had such a good time today. It is summer. The theme is summer. And so I decided to write a little song about summer. It was so hot earlier this week. It's still hot. You might notice that here I am under the tree in the shade, and I decided to write a summer song about how hot it is even in the shade. And it goes like this. It's 82 degrees in the shade. It's 82 degrees in the shade. My day would be made if I had some lemonade. It's 82 degrees in the shade. Guess what the next line is? It's 83 degrees in the shade. It's 83 degrees in the shade. If the temperature is 83, you should rest under a tree. It's 83 degrees in the shade. You'll never guess what the next line is. It's 84 degrees in the shade. It's 84 degrees in the shade. With a temperature of 84, you might want to go indoors. It's 84 degrees in the shade. Oh no! There's still one more. It's 85 degrees in the shade. It's 85 degrees in the shade. It feels like July, but that's okay. Why? Because it's summer, and that's what it feels like in July. Don't get me wrong, I love summer. We're going to learn so much about it the rest of this week. Please tune in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the rest of WPSU's Virtual Summer Camp on WPSU.org and on WPSU's Facebook page. It's not the heat, it's the humidity. See you next week.